Hi guys and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing Ride 4. Today we're going to be doing a comparison of the Kawasaki Ninja ZX-6R and the Suzuki GSXR600. But first we are going to be focusing on the Kawasaki Ninja, and then we'll be taking a look at the Suzuki. So looking at the Kawasaki, acceleration of a 7.23, top speed of 6.84, handling 6.29 and braking at 8.98. So let's see how we crack on with the Ninja first, and then we'll bounce over to the Suzuki when the time comes. So a quick shout out to Thando. This was his idea from comparing 600cc's in a larger track or a smaller track, and I decided to do it here today. So a big shout out to you, Thando. Thank you for the suggestion. If anyone would like to see a bike comparison video coming very soon, then let me know in the comments section down below. But as far as the Kawasaki Ninja ZX-6R goes, I have used this bike a lot in the past, and I do really adore this Ninja. I think it's one of the best bikes in the game. It's extremely enjoyable, it's very nimble, and it's also got a lot of power and grunt, so I do approve of this bike already a hell of a lot. So I'm looking forward to giving it a bash here in Okayama. Now the plan will be to do 3 laps of each bike, so starting with the Kawasaki and then I'll do the 3 laps with the Suzuki. But quick mention as well that I'm still very much under the weather right now. We're still suffering with a flu, so I do apologise if the commentary isn't its usually bouncy and optimistic way. I'm struggling a little bit at the moment, but I'm still powering through to bring you content, or as much of it as I can. So into the Might Knight corner for turn 10. A very solid corner to get right if you do happen to get it right. You can be a lot more confident in the 10th corner than you probably are giving yourself credit. But across the line to start us for this first lap of the video, should I say, is a 1:27.603, which is I think a relatively decent lap. I'm not sure what it is on the leaderboards, but it's not a bad lap as far as I'm concerned. And considering I'm not feeling too grand, I will definitely take it for now. I have disabled the ghost visibility. I don't particularly enjoy having the ghost on the screen. I know you guys enjoy it, so I usually leave it for your benefit, but this time around I wanted to do it without the ghost and just focus simply on the 3 laps of the Ninja at the moment. Something else I want to mention, which I don't think I've mentioned already, is that we are on just bog standard settings. Nothing has been changed, the gearing hasn't been changed, and neither has the tyres. We're still on medium tyres, and we'll be doing that for both bikes to get a clean comparison. So no setup changes, no additional change with the braking or with the aggression on the sense of acceleration, or changing anything to that regard. And same can be said for the gearing as well. Everything bog standard. But one thing I am noticing with the Ninja is already the front tyre is getting rather hot, and braking in some of those difficult right-handers and left-handers, I do feel like the bike is wanting to disappear beneath me, but it is still holding on for now. So it's probably going to be a little bit concerning for this next lap, as we set a 1:27.239, so quite close to the 1:26s already. Could be this potential lap to put us into the 1:26s. I'd be quite happy with that. Never like being that close to the next increment of second without actually getting into it. So now the change of direction here from the left to the right. Very much an enjoyable part of this circuit when done correctly. So even coming out of the upward curve and aiming for that apex but not running onto the apex is a very rewarding part of this circuit. I do very much enjoy the Okayama track. I do pop on here every now and again. I think it's a decent lap time as well. It's not a long lap time, but it's also not a really short one. So there is a lot of room for improvement, and there's also a bit of everything with this circuit. A little bit of undulation and a bit of a straight as well. But onto the rumble strip, and just abusing track limits there for Piper will mean we will not improve on our lap time. However, it doesn't really matter. We're not trying to put in certain specific fast lap times. I'm just doing a comparison of the 2 bikes and the consistency, the feeling, and the handling of these machines. I can already tell you the Kawasaki is already a brilliant bike for movement and handling. It's a great bike. The braking feels extremely solid as well, but the interesting part now will be to get that sensation with a Suzuki and then make a full comparison of the differences of both bikes. So now it's time to move over for the GSXR600. So as you can see, acceleration is 7.86, top speed is 6.82, handling is 6.49, and braking power at 9.71, with a performance index of quite a big improvement to the ZX-6R. So let's see if it materializes that way on the track. So here we go then, guys. Turn 1 with the GSXR600 into the right hand side for first corner. It does feel a little bit different already, more of in a sluggish kind of way. It feels faster, but it doesn't seem to have that same nimbleness as the Kawasaki Ninja ZX-6R. But as the change direction there, small wheelie as we go into the Moss S, and now to the right hand side. I think that sector time is already slower than our worst time with the ZX-6R, so this could be indicative of what's about to happen. We could be looking at a battering from the ZX-6R, but we'll soon see. Judging on the performance index and indicator, as I mentioned, the performance points of the Suzuki is significantly higher, but it doesn't feel like it should be that much higher. They feel very equal, but the ZX-6R at this point feels a little bit better. Does it have the same maneuverability into Piper? I would say no. Suzuki feels really strong, but it's also extremely stable. The tyres have not been bothered at all. I've been braking quite firm in some of these corners, but the front end seems to be completely solid. Now with the ZX-6R, I did make mention to the fact that the front end was getting rather warm and the tyres were beginning to get really loose on me at some point, but this time it feels really solid, but almost a little bit too solid, a little bit too rigid, let's say. And now with both tyres, bikes being the same, so medium tyres for both bikes, and settings and suspension settings, everything being status quo and ditto for both, it's a different feeling right now. Now the first lap is a 1:27.734, so pretty close in the terms of lap time. So we get another wheelie coming into the Moss S. That certainly looks good, but it's actually losing time, so I'll have to try and make sure I don't wheelie the next time around. But bringing into the outward curve, still feel very confident, but I don't know what it is. It feels faster than the Ninja, but it also really feels sluggish at the same time. I know this is not a comparison to say that one is a favourite of mine and one isn't. It's more about just trying to figure out what would be the best Suzuki or Ninja to use, or best 600cc should I say, as we now go into Piper for turn 7, getting caught on the rumble strip. It does feel rather secure though, as I mentioned. It is a very stable, very stable bike. I like using this, but not as much as the Ninja. I feel like with the Ninja though, it's going to be easy to crash, but with this Suzuki I feel like I'd probably do 30-50 laps and I'd probably not have a crash. The Ninja felt like I was pushing a lot and it was sliding and slipping, but I think I enjoyed that. I think I really liked that about the Ninja, but it was a bit of a wheelie coming out with the final corner there, and across the line it's not an improvement. So this lap, to get anywhere near, is going to need around 0.5 of a second improvement. That's no easy feat around such a small circuit. So into the left hand side of Williams for turn 2. Going to be bringing on the power and keeping in nice and tight. This time let's try and avoid the wheelie, which we do. 32,000 of a second improvement. And as you can see, a comparison with the front tyre there, it's looking absolutely wonderful. Optimal temperature for the medium front. Medium rear looks okay. Looks like it's getting on the cold side a little bit, but much different to the Kawasaki Ninja ZX-6R from 2019. Well, the 2017 Suzuki now approaching the hairpin, very tight, very stable. I quite like the Suzuki. Let me know in the comment section down below if you're going to try this, and let me know if you prefer to use the Suzuki or the Kawasaki. But I tell you what, this has been a very interesting comparison. I actually expected to feel pretty much identical, but each in their own way have their positives and have their negatives. It's been an interesting test. This very much. Thank you to Thando for the video idea. I'm rather enjoying this, and it's not yielded the results I thought it would. So I'm keen to see what else we can do in the future. But into the last corner, we bring on the power. Very nice exit there, just clipping the rumble strip on the left hand side there. But across the line, it is a 1:27.371. So a comparison of the both bikes, Kawasaki at the top and Suzuki at the bottom. very close in the terms of lap times, but most importantly, both bikes yielding consistent lap times, and I think that's very important. It's a depiction of what you can do with these bikes if you can be consistent from the get-go as we've done. So I'm quite happy with this. I think it's been a very good project and a very good comparison. Let me know what other bikes you would like to see in the future. Big shout out again to Thando for the video suggestion. And I guess upon that note, guys, like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. So thanks for watching, guys, and ciao for now.
Oh hi! Didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.